I just came back from Greece.
Really? You know, I really enjoy Greek mythology. The Hydra is my favorite.
You know, the Hydra's a real animal.
You mean this one?
No, I mean this one.
Alright. Hydras are a very interesting thing. Hydras are only 30 millimeters long, and they are able to produce asexually and sexually. When they produce several at a time, and it's not certain of how many they have at a time, but they have several throughout the lifetime. So, the frequency of when they produce is every summer, but that always depends, because if they have an abundance of food, they produce asexually, and if they don't have an abundance of food, they look for a mate, and that's when they do it sexually, and then they are able to produce by budding. When the Hydra produces asexually and sexually, it has the ovaries and the testes, but when there is a mate involved, the sperm from the testes travel over to the ovaries, and then that means, usually for the pregnancy, during the summer months, it'll go into the winter months and through the spring months, where when the water gets warmer, they will eventually hatch off and detach itself from the parent. And usually, once it's detached from the parent, its sexual maturity is usually from 5 to 10 days.
The lifespan of a Hydra is at least 4 years, and seeing as how it can reproduce asexually, there really aren't any mating behaviors involved.
Okay. I really did not like learning about the Hydra.
Yeah, the Hydra was really boring.
By the way, what's your name?
Rita von Saxony.
Saxony? Why, that reminds me of the King of Saxony, the bird of paradise. The King of Saxony lives to be about 30 years old. It has to wait 1 to 2 years till it is sexually active. It can only lay 1 egg at a time. The King of Saxony's mating rituals, well, it dances on a branch, and it moves its plumes, which are those, the head feather things. It chirps, hisses, and sings. Once it's finished with one mate, it quickly goes on to another. Very, very quickly.
The structures on the King of Saxony bird. The males have male parts, and the females have female parts, but the males also have head plumes. So you can point at those. The egg hatches 16 to 22 days. Okay. The length of offspring dependency is 1 to 2 years. That's when they leave the nest. But moochers.
Here we go again.
You know, there's a better subject that we could talk about.
Buds!
Notice buds.
You know what? You know what potato is in Irish?
Spuds.
Spud?
Spud. It's spelled spud.
It's spelt, or it's pronounced as potato.
Look here.
I thought we were going to go through this once before you video cammed it.
So, you should be... Oh, yeah. You know what is interesting? The Hydra. And you'll be like, this Hydra? You're like, no.
It can reproduce,
That
and
is actual size.
it is not actual size. It's actually very microscopic. You'd have to look at it under a microscope.
Huh. And here I thought microscopic meant big.
Greece.
You missed the cue.
Oh my god.
Shut up! I'm an awesome bartender, you guys! You're ridiculous.